Welcome back to another episode.
Now in Pages.
Oh.
Pages.
Early.
Untitled
I
3.
shot too
Window.
soon. I shot too
Body.
soon.
Edit text.
Welcome back to
Insertion and
another-
end of text.
Welcome back to another episode of Blind Proofing, guys.
Streamlabs. Google Chrome. Chrome. Where?
Today we're going to do some DeathWish because I spent time living life today. I started the day with a workout with my fiance. We did coffee and walking, which I do not recommend because my heart was going crazy. It was crazy.
Pages. Google Chrome. Chrome. Where's the auto dubbing function for YouTube? Close notifications. Button. Group. Notifications. Dialogue. Pocket Studio. Write stories for the world. Pages. Paid Google Chrome. Now in 7. 1 hour of sleepy lo-fi. Now in 7. AudioBookAnime. DeathWish Ep number 3. YouTube. High memory usage 957 MB. Google Chrome. Ep Group. You are currently update profile photo. Heading at blind 1.1. End up 50 video. Link. Visited. Link. Shorts. And shorts. Tap live. Selected. Tap posts. Latest popular. Oldest. Level 2. Link. AudioBookAnime. DeathWish Ep number 4. A PocketFM complimentary YouTube video player. Group. 1 minute. Pause keyboard. Unmute keyboard shortcut M.
Boom. Okay, so
Unmute keyboard shortcut M.
Comments should be able to come through now. I'm not entirely sure until somebody actually does comment. So, if you join and you comment, hopefully it pops up. But actually, what I'll do.
Messages. Dishes by Dania Met.
Comments should be able to come through now. Oh, I'm not entirely sure.
Google Chrome. Chrome. 7. AudioBookAnime. DeathWish Ep number 4. A pocket. Pause keyboard. Unmute keyboard shortcut M. Messages. Dishes by Dania Message. Window. Message. Record. Emoji picker. Search. Conversation. Income. Holy Mel. What? Mama. Pin. Wi-Fi. Pinned. Out of add messages. Collection. Toolbar. At messaging message. Edit text. Is editing. Wi-Fi Catherine Diallo. VDO. Video question mark. Space. Ampersand. Space. Could. P. Drop. Me. Line. 2. My. Comments. ERW. Working. Spec. Working question mark. Video. And could you drop me a line? Quit messages. Pages. Streamlabs Desk. Finder. Speechify. Google Chrome. Heading level 2. Notification. Full screen keyboard. End of. Complimentary. Pages. Google Chrome. Now in 7. AudioBookAnime. DeathWish Ep. Now in Pocket Studio. Now in 7. 1 hour of sleepy lo-fi music for streaming. Chill.
Dropping a line. It is. We're up in
Group. Main. More from create. Play. Replay. Play keyboard shortcut. Replay. Dreams. You are currently on a button. Group.
Yes.
YouTube video player. Group. Pages. Untitled 3.
Okay. This is what I got so far for you know what?
Window.
Actually, I wish I had pulled this up earlier on PocketFM so I could show you, because me showing it off my phone, I know my blood sugar thing is about to be yelling right now. So maybe I can play the last episode. Nah.
That kid could be 1V and can't wait for the story tonight.
Okay. Well, honestly, the story tonight is a continuation of the one I was working on my last stream. And I'm hoping...
Google Chrome. Streamline Finder. Speechify. Pages. End of text bot. I've one of us.
We're gonna...
Speech muted.
Ooh. This is... Okay. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna start off.
Speech unmuted. Google Chrome. Streamlabs. Finder. Applications. Status bar. Now in. DeathWish. Window. 3 Paranoid. 4 5 7 8 Lawless Less Pages. Untitled 3 Window. Now in. 8 Lawless Lessons.
Yeah, stop, bro. Yeah.
Eight.
Okay.
Footer. Body. Page. In edit text. 8 Lawless. Body 8 Lawless Lessons. Selected. Speech muted.
8 Lawless Lessons. The next few hours proved interesting, and more absurd by the minute. Riker felt he had learned many new things he never believed he would. For instance, as he fanned the flames of the bonfire Lester started on the first floor, using all the scattered furniture in the room as kindling, Riker found himself listening in ways he never had to anyone in his entire life. He felt bad at first hearing the coughing coming from the higher floors, until Lester, of course, began to try and sell him on the brighter side of being a mercenary slave trader. Look, kid, laws are laws. You have to follow the law, and if you don't, people like us.
I'm gonna stop that, actually.
Speech unmuted.
Because if you guys want to catch that one,
Now in. Untitled 3 Window. Now in. 8 Lawless Left. Cancel. Button. You have 2 pages. Cancel. Button. Now in. 8 Close with body. Edit text. Body 9. The killing
I had that
begin.
in the last episode. So if you guys want to catch that, I do not want to make people who were here yesterday and already listened to that re-listen to it. So, yeah.
Copy. Speech muted.
9 The killing begins. Riker was forced to crawl through a tunnel, lantern in hand, and his mind in a state of confusion that Riker couldn't ignore, even if he tried. In fact, he had tried for the first portion of his trek on his hands and knees through the darkness, but eventually his mind just rushed back towards all the matters bothering him in his current situation. First of which was Lester. How come I've never seen Lester or any other mercenaries carrying out their work? He'd lived in the Bronx his entire life and never seen Lester tying up kids. Well, I guess I've seen them being sold, already tied up, but never the capture. He combed his memories, and more strangeness about his home flooded his awareness. A kid dangling from the side of a building, more willing to let go, than be pulled up by the man who stood above him, arms crossed and uncaring if the child plummeted. Another young woman being fished from a well, only to lash out with a knife the instant she was pulled out of a large bucket, like she'd been spooned up by a ladle left within a pot of soup. Even more strangely was the group of guards fight against dozens and dozens of street children a few cycles prior. Many had died, and until now, Riker didn't believe he knew the true why of it all. They were like he had been at the start of his first ceremony, afraid, alone, willing to do anything to survive. Now you're crawling through a fucking tunnel that Riker only knows about because he used to be one of us.
Boom. That's what I got so far for the start of this.
Speech
So
unmuted.
let's get to it. I kind of want a new vibe. Let me get like let's get a
Speech muted.
new vibe.
Speech up 7. The trade. Pages. 8 Pages. Google Chrome. 7 lo-fi chill hop beats for streaming vertical line 1 no clips vid epicon xd book install you read back new close 7 more level more level more level more visited level 2 link AudioBookAnime DeathWish ep number 4 a pocket I 440 82 7 item 5 item search soft rock no copy group Soft rock clear search query button. No action available button. You are currently in a group. To exit this group, confirm no confirm no copyright. Let's T no copyright. It confirms confirm no copyright. List box P confirm no confirm R V E T A confirm space. guide, selected, visited, link, YouTube Premium Home, skip navigation, all, unwatch, live, search filter, level 2, link, the cop, level 2, link, NCS, copyright free music for YouTubers and Twitch streamers movie camera. You are Kirk Group. You are Kirk. End of back main. Compliment YouTube group. Zero play keyboard replay. But next keyboard mute keyboard short 20% volume, 10% volume, 5% volume.
Okay.
10% volume. Finder, pages, Untitled 3. Now you're crawling through a fucking tunnel that Riker only knows about because he used to be one of us. Period. Us period. Period. Us exclamate new tab. Tab, new line. Now you're crawling through a fucking tunnel that Riker only knows about because he used to be one header, but in one B, 2, use, he, because, about, knows, only, Riker, T, that, T, R. New line, us, actions available. Format text quickly by bot, new line, tab. Riker, have. Things. G-N-I-A-T, space, have, I-E, life, bad, S, that, E-T, currently, E-E-D, space, O-N, from, E-T-R, Lester, comma, N, A-S-E-E-D, held, E-P, up, A-E, the, L-U-E-E-L-B, space, the, like, E, blue, A-M-E-D, flamed, N-N-T, in lantern, space, lantern, comma, K, K-E-I, E-R, Riker, E-L-I-Z-E-D, realized, T-E, they, now, M, from, A-I-M, T-O, to period, new tab, A-E-P, W, A-S, what, E-1, C, C, U-E-E, tunnel, space, O-T, not, E-T-R, Lester, space, Lester, N, T-R, further, N, R-I-E-R, Riker, G-O-T, got, comma, T-E, the, more, E-T-R-E-D, try, T-O-2-A-R-D-E, pardon, T-T-A-E, himself, O-2, T-E-A, city, fact, T-That, A-E-A, may, A-E, have, T-O-2, go, D-O-D, down, A-A-P-A-T-A, pat, T-That, A-E-P-A-N-T, wasn't, I-N-T-E-I-N-G, intending, T-O-2-E-V-R, why, every, why, ever, E-A-P, E, explore, space, explore, period. New tab, T-A-E, the, U-N-D, sound, O-W-H-I-P-R-H, whispering, S-A-M-E, came, T-O-2-H-A-R-I-R, at Rikers, E-A-R-A, ears, comma, A-D-N, E-A-W-E-D, slowed, comma, space. Space. The sound of whispering came to Riker's ears, and he slowed, comma, slowed, comma, slowed, U-N-G, pulling, A-I, his, A-K, cloaks, O-O-D, hood, A-R, fall, D, down, A-E, he, U-D, could comp, A-D-N-L-A-D, laid, A-T, flat, on, A-T, O-A, stomach, W-A, within, A, misspelled, E, the, O-E, hole, hole, P, A-H, placing, A, the, N, lantern, N-R-E, E, lantern, A, far, T, front, A-I, M, him, A-S, P, A-I, E, possible, space, possible, period.
wish I could have got more Starbucks before it closed. It was a long day, but it's gonna be good.
The sound of whispering came to Riker's ears, and he slowed, pulling his cloak's hood as far down as he could, and laid flat on his stomach within the hole, placing the lantern as far in front of him as possible. Period. Possible as him. Of him. F himself space. Possible. Period. Possible period. Period. Possible period. New tab. Peaked. Lantern. Space. Lantern, comma, space. Double watching. S. A-T-U-R-E-S. Featureless. F-E-S. Figures. Space. Figures. Figures. Look into the tunnel. Space. Tunnels. E-R. Space. There. Heads. Obvious. The. It's brilliance. Cast. T. The light. Front of. R. Riker. Period. New tab. Bottom left double quotation mark. S. O. What? Sorry. O. D. Old. Man. Spec. Man. Cops. T. Bud. You're. Not. G. Space. Me. T. Lester. Lester, comma. Space. I. No. T. What? E. What they. D. O. Do. T. Two. U. N. I. Q. E. Unique. T. O. E. Tome. W. E. I. D. R. Misspelled wielders. R. E. D. I. E. W. 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 E. I. D. Misspelled. D. I. E. I. D. E. R. Wielder. Wielder. Space. Wielders. Right up. New tab. A. D. Head. E. D. Poked. N. Space. In comma. Space. D. N. A head poked in and space N. Right sight of space of a head poked in and Riker caught sight of space of T-O-2 E ice X K T backlit T-O-G E strange E-N-R-G Y energy space energy period new pay tab N-O no N-O-T-R mother R-E-A-T-O-M space space no D what bloody double A what way space way space way E-T-R Lester G-T just E-N-T sent what my
Outside for a second, and I think the bugs got me.
Page 2 body, no bloody way Lester just sent my space, my S D O D down E R E here A T E R after A W E D R Wielder space Wielder comma space W A T what D O E does A E heat A I N can't think I A M M A period new tab A hit A T thought E D died died comma space N D misspelled N D N D N off E D second E time N hours space hours count space E R Riker R E B Y forcibly A T E D shifted his G A T thoughts T from P E S space precaution precaution T 2 T E the E R D reward T that's you D could it come from risk space risk period new tab you t what you d should s d o do do comma space if I R E charge N A R E there specter who W knows many E P E people E R D inside E D E R X E P O E P space many kids E re N E space S kids E R E there space their question page to body but what should I do if I charge in there who knows how many kids are in there space new tab A E H E D glanced T at T E the T U E R lantern space lantern period space T E the E R Y same T E R lantern that E T E R Lester T O D told R I R Riker T 2 E use space use any what way E he saw T fit space fit period fit comps before handing him space him A N N A R M S arms E N G T A length of R O P E rope space rope period new tab M E T R muster G G G N I H mustering his R H E courage space R E R Riker space Riker comma Riker T O O cat took A D E E P deep A breath A D N P R P P page to body mustering his courage Riker took a deep breath and PR E P E D prepared A E himself 2 G U M P jump T 2 A his E E T feet feet comma A D N C A R R A C space N O U A rush O W W A R D forward space forward period space period forward period new tab T it's E T R either T A this space this comma or E they E come in E after me N space N corner me before I but can E T get X back 2 E T R Lester space Lester comma space N I you take out I can easily you are space easily T R enter U D around space comma Around question mark. New tab. A E he. T A P P E D tapped. T E the T U N N E tunnel. Dot A with A I F his. F E E T feet A D N. A O O K shook A I his. E A D head A T slightly. In agitation space agitation period. New tab. Left double quote you cat fuck T it. E T R Lester comma space. Oh no. Walk way I'm E T G letting walk you.
Yo, listen.
Space. You. Page 2 body fuck it Lester. No way I'm letting you. Space. You. D. R. E. Drive. Me. D. Mad. Spec. Mad comps. Or. T. A. R. E. Starve. O. O. M. Space. Starve. U. Us. U. T. Out. Spec. Out comma. Space. Space. Comma. Out. Space. Page 2 body fuck it Lester. No way I'm letting you drive me mad or starve us out. Space, comma. Out, right double quotation mark. New tab. Riker, the T M P T R E space. Tempter, 11 E T P M E T T M P T E R E temperature. U D around A I him. D O P drop. D A what drastically space drastically comma space A D N space N T E same K D K dot A with A the D A D E one E ice E filled A with A U R A Aurora space. Riker felt the temperature all around him drop drastically, and the same kid with the eyes filled with an aurora. Aurora comma Aurora E D leaned into T E the E N G G opening the U E tunnel A D N T U T E D thrusted. Spade thrusted. N P E N open. Hand. S T A T straight down. The T U N E tunnel. Spade tunnel period. New tab. D E 2 T O 2 T A E the G T light Riker D could barely double E T what D had E min E done done comma. Space until the sit what I see skeletal A D hand T R E T E D stretched T it's inch R fingers D E wide A S I T it R E D surfed T the R air E above T the L N T R R E R N misspelled one N R E T N L space the N T R N lantern his E A D head space head peer due to the light. Riker could barely see what had been done until the icy skeletal hand stretched its fingers wide as it surfed the air above the lantern and his head. Period. Head period. Space T A E the G C E space magic. E Z G feeling G N I E E F R E E Z G freezing T E the walls D E even space even T E the T O P top of R I E R at Rikers O K cloak space cloak pierce A his A O D hood A chilling A his E A R ears ear A with A O how U D could D U O O D cold his hood chilling his ears with how cold I space cold A his A cloak it became D-D-N-Y suddenly space suddenly period. New tab. Bottom left double quotation mark. Left double quotation mark. C-E move. Dub now. R Riker T it's dub now. E-R never space. Never exclamation new tab. K-R Riker G-U-M-P-E jump to his E-E-T feet feet cuts N each begins to P-R-A pray A-S-E-He R-N ran O-R-D forward space. D forward N half use H crouch space H crouch period crouch A roar N T N F G intensifying T with E R ever Y every T P step A P T O took space took period new tab bottom left double quotation mark T that's N T not L-E-T-E-R Lester space Lester exclamation mark right double quotation right exclamation mark Lester comma T shoot T-O-O-H-S space comma Lester space K-E-E-P keep firing Rico space Rico exclamation right double quotation mark new line tab Riker N-O-T not N-G knowing W-A-T what E-else D-T-O-2 D-O-2 space 2 comma E-D used only O-O tool A-E-D heed E-E been E-E given space given comma space O K-H cocking his arm A K back A-S T-A-E the E-A-T space S A the boy Riker E-D assumed E-D named Rico Rico did the same space same period tab left D-E die space die X right double new tab O at Rico's A-R-M arm A-T shot R-D forward space forward comma A-D-N-E-R Riker at W-N-G swung space swung period space T-E the A-D hand O of ice E-D formed space formed comps N-G-R-E-D conjured thin air A-S air N-D-E-D condensed into T the F R-A-E frame T the A-D hand A-N-D-N T-O-I-T-E moisture L-O-U-N-D-M E-A became space the hand of ice formed conjured from thin air as air condensed into the frame of the hand and the moisture all around them became E M-A-C B space it became T E the R E source F R 4 A W raw D N space N D E dense ice A mana space the hand of ice formed conjured from thin air as air condensed into the frame of the hand and the moisture all around them became the source for raw and dense ice mana. A mana space mana period space R-I-K-E-R Riker space Riker P-A-Y-H praying T-O-2-L-O-T-H-O-D gods A-E he right D heat E-V-R ever A-R-D, heard, of, space, of comma, space, T-R-I-E-D, tried, space, tried, T-O-2, E, use, T-E, the, N-T-R-N, lantern, T-O-2, A-T, SWAT, T-E, the, P-O-O-G-E, I-E, projectile, A-S, S-I-D-E, aside, space, aside, comma, T-E, the, I-G, flickering, O-U-E, L-H, light, body, light, T-H-G-I-L, space, flew. Riker, praying to all the gods he'd ever heard of, tried to use the lantern to swat the projectile aside. The flickering flew. E-U-F, space, flickering. L-H-T, light, O-N-T-R-I, body, Y, momentarily. E-P-P-E-E-D, suppressed, by S. T, the, A-D, hand, T-E-D, touched. T, the, G-A, glass, I-N, A-N-E-P, explosion, of. T-E-T-G, stretching. O-D, cold, space, cold period, new tab. T-E, the, sensation, of. U-N-T-E-L-L-E-I-T-Y, E-G, unyielding, C, C-T, frost, O-A-E-D, raced, U-P, up, T-E, the, D, T-E, the, N-T, land, E-R-N, lantern, D-N, S-O-O-O, across, O, across, R-I-E-R, Rikers, I-N-G-R-S, fingers, space, fingers, comma, A, practically, G, fusing, his, D, hand, T, the, N-T-E-R-N, lantern, H-E-D, held, space, held period, new tab, up now, C-A-N-I-G, screaming, I-N, B-O-E-T-E, absolute, space, absolute, H-O-N, agony, agony, space, I-E-R, Riker, S-W-H, swung, A-N, again, T-A-E, the, boy, L-I-H, flinging, O-O-T, frost, E-T, about, space, about, making, the, Y-U-N-G-E-R-F, youngers, young, R-E-G-G-T-R-F, youngsters, E-Y-E, ice, D-E-N, widen, A-S, T-E, the, T, light, R-C-E, source, space, source, comma, space, E became, W-E-A-O, weapon, I-N-N, A-A, blink, space, blink, period. New pay tab. T-A-E, the, T-R-E-D, tried, T-A-E, raise, his, A-A-D, hand, 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 K, block, space, block, comma, A-D-N, A-G-E-D, managed, barely, barely, comma, barely, period, space, R-I-E-R, Riker, N-T, not, T-O-P-P-I-N-G, stopping, space, stopping, comma, space, T-A-G, watching, A-S-T, A-E, the, boys, A-R, other, A-D, hand, each, it began, two, R-I-E, rise, comes, E, more, R-I-D, frigid, N, mana, B, E-G-I-N-I-G, beginning, two, S, R, swirl, U, O, space, swirl, U-D, around, his, R-E-E, D, hand, space, hand, period. New tab. T, just, A-S, T-E, the, boy, T-R-U-R-A-T, space, boy, B, space, the, R-E-A-T, R-I-O, Rico, T-R-U-T-E-D, thrusted, A, his, hand, EP, up, T, R, D, toward, Riker, comma, O, E, do, out, the, do, A, walk, way, spec, way, comma, space, comma, way, period, space, period, way, period, space, H, E, he, fell, R, D, hard, D, N, U, N, messages, RIS, your text just came through on Y end, group, to, body, N, un, he fell hard, and un, N, U, space, D, N, comma, N, he fell hard, N, space, N, space, N, L, D, E, D, ended, space, D, E, D, N, E, D, E, D, landed, A, D, badly, O, N, on, A, his, E, L, B, O, body, W, elbow, D, U, D, R, shoulder, shoulder, comma, luckily, not, D, O, P, P, G, dropping, D, E, D, N, T, E, R, N, lantern, D, E, 2, T, O, 2, T, it's, O, Z, E, N, frozen, T, T, E, state, state, E, E, P, H, keeping, T, A, T, T, A, E, D, attached, space, attached, T, O, 2, A, his, L, E, D, closed, T, wrist, T, R, W, R, T, fist, space, fist, period, new tab, T, another, S, scream, H, rain, UT, outcomes, D, N, Riker, E, D, realized, T, that, T, not, only, Del, wa, E, T, L, still, S, E, G, screaming, screaming, comps, now, W, wa, T, another, T, the, Y, boys, the, U, N, U, T, space, the, area, E, D, heat, E, T, E, D, entered, space. Muting. Body, another scream rang out, and Riker realized that not only was he still screaming, so now was another of the boys in the area he'd entered. Was he still screaming? So now was another of the boys in the air entered. He aired the it, the of another. Wa, now, still. He, wa, only. Pay, wa, he, so. O, S, comma. Scream, space. B, U, T. But, now. Wa. Was. Page 3, body was. T, E, there. Wa, another. Of. The. Pay, another. Wa, pay, another. Of. Pay, another. Page 3, badai, another. Of. Page 3, badai, of. Coming. From. D. And C. Space. C. A. W, E, min, E, D, raised, O, D, hand, space, D, N, A, S, D, had, comma, had, period, had, E, S, X, E, P, T, except, space, except, T, E, the, P, R, U, L, powerful, T, blast, A, T, D, had, E, U, T, E, D, resulted, in.
I think it stopped beeping, so it might be in range now.
Muting. Body. In edit and Riker looked up to see a young man trying to pull free a hand that must have been raised in defense like Riker's own had, except the powerful blast had resulted in space, in. Actions available. Format, this. Boys. D, hand. being frozen 2 one d side of a face tab hells space hells exclamate right double quotation mark right double quotation new tab Riker S M E D scramble T to A his T feet space feet comma space D N H again E D rushed D A U R E D rush Rico space Rico comma space the W E D R Wielder O space Wielder G standing N U N O unmoving G A P E gape space gape space gape comma space I K E R Riker A U N I G assuming T E the A R alarm from A his R E D friends S scream D N R E T current T E state of P E R I peril. Riker scrambled to his feet and again rushed Rico, the wielder standing at an unmoving gape. Riker assuming the alarm from his friend's scream and current state of peril. Space. Peril. W A S Y multi then enough his T R A tracks P E T E completely space completely period new tab bottom left double quotation mark left double quotation mark B O D Y bloody D O L B left double quotation mark bottom left double quotation mark page 3 body left double quotation mark bottom left double quotation mark I refuse T to D E die E here exclam right double quote new tab Riker D had no D A idea D A Y E H E D yelled T Y H E D had that moment moment comma moment period he just did space did comma D N you can luckily him space him comma space E X T next G swing space swing comma was T not only L well T E D timed space timed comma timed comma but space but T the P R E T perfect T E type R E E S space N E R maneuver E D needed T to B that he just did, and luckily for him, his next swing was not only well timed, but the perfect type of reckless maneuver he needed it to be in that space that moment space moment period new tab the N T E R lanterns space lanterns T path was space was space was E N T sent I N wild arc space arc that first colleague collided with the face Rico comma then further into the half frozen face friend friend comma space before Riker what tackled off feet space feet period new tab light reveal girl space girl comma space rather pretty girl space girl period space one who clenched both her fist comma then began punch space punch period new tab not you you space not badly aimed punched space punches space punches comma but tactical blows aimed make Riker open up further space further period further period space the girl move so fast Riker had no it's a chance blocking blocking ass 7 then 11 misspelled and D 11 the girl moved so fast Riker had no chance of blocking as 7 and then 11 space N N 7 W blows grew 2 11 N finally came to N and end with 2 more V heavy P punches space punches that Riker's vision go BLX black 4 N instant space instant period new tab AF himself P spit D blood comma space D N T N then G thought of D M doom P loop period new tab even if you die here space here comma space you're fine space fine comma space what them space them question mark new tab D smiled space smiled comma N spat body D space D L B space spat D blood into girls face M momentarily blinded her peer new tab W who S cares new tab Riker SWNG swung from his back G grinding GNIRB bringing his lantern, up. Double A with A much momentum he could gather in space in the space gather. Riker swung from his back, bringing the lantern up with as much momentum as he could gather. Space gather. Space gather. Double A with Riker swung from his back, bringing the lantern up with as much momentum as he could gather with. Space with the TED limited. Motions S motion ED offered angle his swing space swing period. Period. Swing period. New tab. The flickering light. Smash into G L girls C stomach space I knocking A K R D backward space backward comma space D N I Riker G O N E D groaned E rolled onto A stomach N P pushed himself himself to his feet use Y A X Y C I U Q space S Q I L what misspelled U Q Q U what quickly he U D could space could come double G wobbling T the entire double A what way space way comma space comma wait rising what by space by taking knee pushing himself upward space upward comma space turn to face the girl space girl comma girl period period girl period new tab page 3 bottom tab W how R however comes girl was where to scene scene comma space comma scene space R Riker T turn around Q L U Q space around P G spinning 2 cover M much the A area D could comma space noting T nothing until D hurt N O D misspelled odd D space N O D D A K H creaking, creaking, new tab, H E T E D lifted, A D head comes, A D N. U N D found, girl, F B. H climbing, E P up, series, series. O of, D D R ladders, space, ladders, A N D N T headed. T notice UN T until T that T moment space moment period. New line tab. Bottom left double quotation mark. Left double quote, page 4 body. L-E-T-E-R, Lester, space, Lester exclamation, right double quote, new tab. R-I-E-R, Riker, R-N, ran. T-U-M, B-I-G, stumbling, T-T-A-K, back, T-T-E, the, T-U-N-E, tunnel, E-N-T-R-N-E, entrance, space, entrance period. New tab. Left double L-E-T-R. Lester swap got U-N-E-R runner. Runner comma. Space. A-D-N. Space. And period. Right double new tab. A-E-L-O-E-D look at kept E-C-T-E-D crushed. At kept skull of. One boy space boy comma space his frozen hand in no longer at kept stuck two face ass both it the of his skull space skull head E crumbled. Enter. Brain. T-T-R. Matter. P-I-E spilled. E free. Space. Free period. Space. W-A-E what? Other. Space. Other. E-O-T. Y boy comma. With eyes. E closed space closed comma space space chest period new tab bottom left double quotation mark T two down A R E here with E me comma space one is I we with the L T-E-R, lantern, space, lantern, exclamation mark. Body, space, new tab. Bottom left double G, T, got, it, D, kid, comma, space, I, M, I'm, on, T, the, U, N, run, suggested correction, R, T, N, O, R, M, A, L, U, T N N O R M A L N.
What are you even spelling right now?
Page 4 body got a kid. I'm on the run. N E R space runner comp space E tie E P up O E those. New 2 down here. New line left up 2 down. Page here with me 1 is A. Wielder, new line, got a kid, new 2, new line, left 2, down. Pay 2, left double quote chest, pay left 2. T, left double quotation, E 1, E L T left, E alive, D N down. Space, down. Page 4 space, comma. Page 4 body 1 left alive down here with me. 1 is a wielder. I knocked him out with the lantern. Space, E, those. Page 4 body got a kid. I'm on the runner. Tie up those. E-O-A-T, space, up. T-E, the, D-E-D-R, wielder, A-D-N. G-E-T, get A-T-R, after. Space, after. What, your, E-D-N, what, you, can't, space. Can't X, right double quotation mark. 11 point Helvetica Noi, align that out of document. 1530 in document body. You can't. Lantern. New R. Riker. A-T-E-D. Hated. A-Del-Pal. A-His. A-D. Mine. A-E-D. Race. Space. Race. A-T-E-D. Hated. A-Del-Pal. A-His. Panic. A-D-E. Made. A-Him. At you. Stew. T-T-E-R, stutter, space. Stutter period, space. A-T-E-D, hated. A-E, himself. A-T-E-D, wanted, D-E-T. N. It, wanting. R, cry, space. Cry period. New line, got a kid. New line, new period. New tab. Just B at H breath breathe R Riker comma space comma Riker at just keep at H breathing at N E R what A G everything will E B O K A Y okay period bottom period exclamation mark. New tab. A-E-P. E. His. Internal. P-P. Pep. Can't talk. Didn't. T. Last. G. Long. S. P-E-R. Powerful. E. Voice. H. Moving. A. Through. The. Tunnel. Ways. That. D. Defied. Reason. 2. Riker. Space. Riker. The. Man. Sending. Space. Sending. His. Orders. Space. Orders, comma. Space. Eat once. Eat more. Making. Riker. T-E. Steal. A-M. E-F-E-N-I-H. Space. L. A E E L Steve E himself mentally H T against T what A what may E B T E come space come period new line got it kid I'm on the runner tie up the wielder and get after the runner from your end if you can end of text but I can right X U O D N E R U O Y space M from what your E D and exclamation right double quotation mark. Got it kid I'm on the runner tie up the wielder and get after the runner from your end. New line making Riker steal him new line footer. But in it left got it kid I'm on the actions by A T N O space M I'm on T E the E page 4 body got a kid I'm on the move runner tie up the wheel runner U R space page 4 body got a kid I'm on the move tie up the wheel space comma page 4 body got a kid I'm on the move tie up the wielder and get after the runner from your end.
Ziggy, what time is it?
It's 10:52 p.m.
Okay.
body, page 1 of 4, edit text, content selected body, beginning of new line, new exclamation mark. 9. The killing begin, copy, body 9. The killing, selection, exclamation tag, back, for change, DeathWish, save, button, closing dialogue body, page 1 of 4, edit text, body 9. The killing begins. Google Chrome. Finder. Streamlabs, Google Chrome. Now in Pocket Studio. Write stories for the world Google Chrome. Go back, button, chapter 8, preview. Version, more edit. But find 1000 close notification main. Find and replace. 1930 close notification. Pocket Studio, close, new tab. Back, reload, view site info, Studio Pocket, bookmark this default extension, control your epistemic, finish up, go back, but chapter 8, preview, version more options, preview, chapter 8, go back, button, group, web content. You are currently on a web content inside of a group. To enter the web area, press control, option, shift, like down arrow. To exit this group,
you know what,
press control.
We'll just listen to it while we're live, guys.
Pages. 9. The killing begins pages
when midnight, so that I got my stream done for the day, and for my daily post for PocketFM. So, okay.
Copy. Speech muted.
9. The killing begins. Riker was forced to crawl through a tunnel, lantern in hand, and his mind in a state of confusion that Riker couldn't ignore even if he tried. In fact, he had tried for the first portion of his trek on his hands and knees through the darkness, but eventually his mind just rushed back towards all the matters bothering him in his current situation. First of which was Lester. How come I've never seen Lester or any other mercenaries carrying out their work? He'd lived in the Bronx his entire life, and never seen Lester tying up kids. Well, I guess I've seen them being sold, already tied up, but never the capture. He combed his memories, and more strangeness about his home flooded his awareness. A kid dangling from the side of a building, more willing to let go than be pulled up by the man who stood above him, arms crossed and uncaring if the child plummeted. Another young woman being fished from a well, only to lash out with a knife the instant she was pulled out of a large bucket, like she'd been spooned up by a ladle left within a pot of soup. Even more strangely was the group of guards fight against dozens and dozens of street children a few cycles prior. Many had died, and until now, Riker didn't believe he knew the true why of it all. They were like he had been at the start of his first ceremony, afraid, alone, willing to do anything to survive. Now you're crawling through a fucking tunnel that Lester only knows about because he used to be one of us. Riker didn't have a life as bad as those that currently feed from Lester, and as he held up the light blue flamed lantern, Riker realized they now ran from him too. He was the one in the tunnel, not Lester. And the further in Riker got, the more he tried to harden himself to the fact that
Speech up body 9. Begin new line. Even more children a few cycles prior. They were like he had been anything to new line. Now you're crawling through a B1 new line. Riker didn't have a new be one of us. New line. Riker did new tab. New line. Exclamation new line. Tab. New line. Be one of us. New line. He was the one in the tunnel, not less. To harden himself to the fact that he may have to go new line. The sound of whispering came to Riker. New line. Up the light blue flame. Riker. New line. Be one of us. Now you're new line. Anything to survive. New line. Now you're They were like he had been at the start of his first ceremony. Afraid. Alone. Willing to do anything to survive. New line. Now you're crawling through a fucking tunnel that Lester only knows about because be one of us. New line. Riker didn't have a life as bad as those that currently footer bot in it. Riker didn't have that currently feed. D-E-E. Body. F-E-D. Page 1 body. Riker didn't have a life as bad as those that currently fled from Lester. Speech muted.
he may have to go down a path that he wasn't intending to ever explore. The sound of whispering came to Riker's ears, and he slowed, pulling his cloak's hood as far down as he could, and laid flat on his stomach within the hole, placing the lantern as far in front of himself as possible. He peeked around the lantern, watching as featureless figures looked into the tunnel, their heads obvious in the brilliance cast by the light in front of Riker. Sorry, old man, but you're not seeing me, Lester. I know what they do to unique Tome Wielders. A head poked in, and Riker caught sight of two eyes backlit with a...
Speedbot, right, the light, new line. He was the one in the tunnel, not Lester. Their new line. Sorry, old man, but you're not what? They. What? No, me. Seeing. Page 1 botaseeing. L. Wheel, new line. A head poked in, and Riker caught sight of two eyes backlit with a strange energy. New line, new period. Y, comma. His were A D J S T adjusting. O to the D R K E S darkness. New line, page 2 body, no bloody way Lester just sent my ass down here after a wielder. What does he think I? Speech muted.
No bloody way Lester just sent my ass down here after a wielder. What does he think I am a... His thought died, and for the second time in hours, Riker forcibly shifted his thoughts from precaution to the reward that could come from risk. But what should I do if I charge in there? Who knows how many kids are in there? He glanced at the lantern. The very same lantern that Lester told Riker to use any way he saw fit before handing him an arm's length of rope. Mustering his courage, Riker took a deep breath and prepared himself to jump to his feet and rush forward. It's either this, or they come in after me and corner me before I can get back to Lester, and I doubt I can easily turn around. He tapped the tunnel with his feet and shook his head slightly in agitation. Fuck it, Lester. No way I'm letting you drive me mad, or starve us out. Riker felt the temperature all around him drop drastically, and the same kid with the eyes filled with an aurora leaned into the opening.
Speech, page 2 by Emma. Mustering his courage. New line. He saw fit before handing him an arm's length of rope. And I doubt I can eat. New line. He tapped the tunnel with his feet and shook his head slightly in agitation. New line. New period. Semicolon. Both I D E sides easily. D touched. Touched. Either. D E side. Him. N even. Though. Heed. R. Barely. T stretched. Space. Period. He tapped the tunnel with his feet and shook his head slightly in agitation. Both sides easily touched to either side of him, even though he barely stretched.
Of the tunnel and thrusted an open hand.
Speechify has new window. Speech muted.
Riker could barely see what had been done, until the icy skeletal hand stretched its fingers wide as it surfed the air above the lantern and his head. The magic freezing the walls, and even the top of Riker's cloak. His hood chilling.
Speedbot fought new. Riker felt the temperature all eyes fit straight to new line. Due to the light, Riker could barely see what had been done. New line. Footer, but in due to the light. Action body Riker. Pay our Riker. GB all closer. Him. Dan. T-R-G-E-T-S. Page 2 body due to the light. Being closer to him than his targets, Riker could barely see S. Misspelled targets, comma. R. Space.
His ears with how cold his cloak became sudden.
Speechify has new window. Actions available. Format text quickly by voiceover jumping to the formatter. You are currently on a text area inside of a page. To enter text in this area, type speech muted.
His hood chilling his ears with how cold his cloak became suddenly. Move now, Riker. It's now or never. Riker jumped to his feet and began to pray as he ran forward in a half crouch, his roar intensifying with every step he took. That's not Lester. Keep firing, Rico. Riker, not knowing what else to do, used the only tool he'd been given, cocking his arm back as the boy Riker assumed was named Rico, did the same. Die! Rico's arm shot forward, and Riker swung. The hand of ice formed, conjured from thin air as air condensed into the frame of the hand, and the moisture all around them became the source for raw and dense ice mana. Riker praying to all the gods he'd ever heard of, tried to use the lantern to swat the projectile aside, the flickering light momentarily suppressed as the hand touched the glass in an explosion of stretching cold. The sensation of unyielding frost raced up the side of the lantern.
Speech about eyes Riker new line fuck it new been done and lantern chilling his ears with new line Riker not back as the new line die new line Rico's arm shot forward and Riker swung. The hand of ice formed, conjured from thin air as air condensed into the frame of the hand, and the source for raw and dense ice used the lantern to swat the projectile aside. The flickering light moment source for raw and dense ice mana. Riker, praying to all the gods he'd ever heard of, tried to use the lantern to swat the projectile aside. The flickering light momentarily suppressed. Hand touched the glass in an explosion of stretching cold. New line. New period. 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 Cold. Space. Cold. Moving. So Q U I L what misspelled U Q space. So P I D rapidly. T that. Riker. New. Space. New. A D heat. B E B U K. What lucky T O 2 A his A S S T hit A what A G anything space anything period new line. The sensation of unyielding frost raced up the side of the lantern. New line period period new tab M E come N on exclamation mark new line. The sensation of unyielding frost raced up the side of the lantern and across Riker's fingers, practically fusing his hand to the lantern he held. Page 3 bought a new line. Period. 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 Held. Immediately. The A G magic T struck the flickering T light period new line. Now screaming in absolute agony, Riker swung again at the boy flinging frost about.
And across Riker's fingers, practically fusing his hand to the lantern he held, now screaming in
Speech
absolute
muted.
agony. Riker swung again at the boy flinging frost about, making the youngster's eyes widen as the light source became weapon in a blink. The boy tried to raise his hand to block, and managed it just barely. Riker not stopping, watching as the boy's other hand began to rise, more frigid mana beginning to swirl around his free hand. Just as Rico thrusted his hand up toward Riker, he dove out of the way. He fell hard and landed badly on his elbow and shoulder, luckily not dropping the lantern due to its frozen state, keeping it attached to his closed fist. Another scream rang out, and Riker realized that not only was he still screaming.
Speech unmuted. Body now must about keeping it attached to his closed. Riker looked up to see a young man trying to pull free a hand that must have raised in defense. Hand being new line. All hells. New line. New period. Period. New tab. T the N man. M. D had. E miss. H coming. P up front. E D D behind. R Riker N. Y T K struck by O by misspelled R I at O C I R O at misspelled R I at O space struck by R O at Rico's G magic his at D stead. The boy had been coming up from behind Riker and was struck by Rico's magic in space. Stead the moment. Riker D dove free of ERF space dove out the double Y way period new line. Oh hells new line. Riker scrambled to his feet and again rushed Rico, the wielder standing in an unmoving gape. Riker assuming the alarm from his friends. Riker scrambled to his feet and again rushed Rico, the wielder standing in an unmoving gape. Riker assuming the alarm from his friend's scream and current state of peril was more than enough to stop the wielder in his tracks completely. New line. I refuse to die here. New line. Riker had no idea why he yelled what he had in that moment. He just did, and luckily for him, his next swing was not only well-timed, but the perfect type of reckless maneuver he needed it to be in that moment. New line. The lantern's path was sent in a wild arc that first collided with the face of, then further into the new line. The light revealed a girl. A new line, period. The lantern's path was sent in a wild arc that first collided with the face of Rico, and then further into the half-frozen face of his friend, before Riker was tackled off his feet. T. Period. T-E. The S screams. T the boy. T kept struck. By magic. And you snuff. T out. Space. Out. E before. At Rikers. T newest. T A attacker. E cursed. Frustrations. Him new tab. Bottom left double quotation. Dirty. Mother. Use fucking. Honor born. Noble's exclamation mark. New line. The light revealed a girl, a rather pretty girl, one who clenched both her fist and then began to punch. New line. New line. New exclamation mark. New line. New exclamation mark. Body right double quotation mark. New line. New tab. Left double quotation mark. New. The light revealed a girl. New line. New right double quotation. New line tab. W A T. Wait. Question space. W A T. What did H call E me question mark. New line. The light revealed a girl, a rather pretty girl, one who clenched both her fist and then began to punch. New line. Not badly aimed punches, but tactical blows aimed to make Riker. Girl moved so fast Riker came to an end with two more heavy new line. He felt himself. New line. New page 4. New came to a new line. New line. Page 4 body. Page 3 of left double quotation mark. O W comma space. U K fuck. T A T that A R T. Hurt. Period. Body right double quote. Page 4 body new line. He felt himself spit blood, and then thought of doom loop. Speech
But
muted.
now there was another wail of pain coming from the boys in the area he'd entered. Riker looked up to see a young man trying to pull free a hand that must have been raised in defense like Riker's own had, except the powerful blast had resulted in this boy's hand being frozen to one side of his face. "Oh, hells!" Riker scrambled to his feet and again rushed Rico, the wielder standing in an unmoving gape. Riker, assuming the alarm from his friend's scream and current state of peril, was more than enough to stop the wielder in his tracks completely. "I refuse to die here." Riker had no idea why he yelled what he had in that moment. He just did. And luckily for him, his next swing was not only well-timed, but the perfect type of reckless maneuver he needed it to be in that moment. The lantern's path was sent in a wild arc that first collided with the face of Rico, and then further into the half-frozen face of his friend, before Riker was tackled off his feet. The light revealed a girl, a rather pretty girl, one who clenched both her fist, and then began to punch. Not badly aimed punches, but tactical blows aimed to make Riker open up further. The girl moved so fast, Riker had no chance of blocking, as 7 blows grew to 11, and finally came to an end with 2 more heavy punches that made Riker's vision go black for an instant. He felt himself spit blood, and then thought of doom loop. Even if you die here, you're fine, but what about them? He smiled, and then spat blood into the girl's face, momentarily blinding her. Who cares? Riker swung from his back, bringing the lantern up with as much momentum as he could gather with the limited motion offered by the angle of his swing. The flickering light smashed into the girl's stomach, knocking her backward, and Riker groaned as he rolled onto his stomach and pushed himself to his feet as quickly as he could, wobbling the entire way. Rising by taking a knee and pushing himself upward, he turned to face the girl. However, the girl was nowhere to be seen. Riker turned around, spinning to cover as much of the area as he could, seeing nothing until he heard an odd creaking. He lifted his head and found the girl climbing up a series of ladders he hadn't noticed until that moment. "Lester." Riker ran stumbling back to the tunnel entrance. "Lester, you got a runner and..." He looked back to see the crushed skull of one boy, his frozen hand no longer stuck to his face, as both it and the side of his skull had crumbled into ice fragments before his brain matter spilled free. While the other boy slept with his eyes closed, a small book laying on his chest. One left alive down here with me. One is a wielder. I knocked him out with the lantern. Riker hated how his mind raced, hated how his panic made him stutter, hated himself for wanting to cry. Just breathe, Riker. Just keep breathing and everything will be okay. His internal pep talk didn't last long as Lester responded, his powerful voice moving through the tunnel in ways that defied reason to Riker. The man sending his orders, once more making Riker steel himself mentally against what may be to come. Got it, kid. I'm on the move. Tie up the wielder and get after the runner from your end.
Boom.
Speech unmuted. Body, page 1 of 4. Beginning, new line, new exclamation, 9. The copy. Save.
Oh.
Bought a new copy. Google Chrome. Chrome. Pocket Studio. Right, Pocket Studio. Go back. Edit book. Delete total. 11 total. 9 total. Type. Notepad. Publish. Next. Earn 150 free coins. Next achievement. Earn track progress. Achieve. Published 08. Select Pocket Studio. Bin. To add new bin. Add new episode. Creating. You are currently on a button. Add new episode. Text editor. Text entry area. Write your story here. Write at least 1,000 words to publish this episode. Insertion at beginning of in text entry area. Arrow left icon. Object paste. You are currently in a text area. In text editor. Text at 0 width. No break space. You are 0 width. Select all. Paste. Write your story. 0 width. Write your story here. In text, write. You are current. Select all. Select all. Pages. 9. The killing begins. Pages. Wind body. New line. In edit text. Making right through his internal body. Page 1 of 4. Edit text. Content selected. Body 9. Copy. Google Chrome. Paste. You are currently on a text area. End of main. Text editor. Text entry. Main. Publish. Button. Main. Toolbar. Close notifications. Zoom. Publish. More option. Version his preview. Untitled. Go back. Untitled episode. Button. Group. Untitled episode. Pages. Beginning of text. Body 9. The killing begins. Google Chrome. Pocket Studio. Writes 0 width. No break space. Circle. Take. Go back. Button. Preview. Go back. Version. More option. Publish. Button. More preview. Untitled. Go back. Untitled. Enter episode. Title. Edit text. Blank. T. E. The. Killing. Each. It begins. At. Begins. Period. Exclamation. Preview. Version. Hit. More option. Publish. Button. Zoom level. Text editor. Text entry area. Right. In text entry area. Selection replaced. A. Selected. Write your story here. Write your story. 9. The killing began.
Ziggy, what time is it?
Riker's betcha as the practice
4 minutes. Too soon.
He adapted he
It's 11:17.
they were all equal he helped but that right 9. The killing new line R Riker
Yeah, me too, after I call your mom.
Riker was forced to crawl through a zoom level. Publish. Button. Main.
You
More
too,
options.
nigga.
Version his preview. The killing began. Go back. Finish up. Epistemic. Finish update. To go back. The killing preview. Version. More. Publish. Button. You are currently on a button. To click this button, press Control.
Yes!
Option. Space. Your
made
title
it.
should not have more than 3 consecutive or marks.
Oh, damn it.
More option. Version his preview. The killing go back. But the killing begins. Button group. The killing begins. X period. Enter episode title period. 21/40. Enter episode title preview. Version more publish button. You are currently on a button. To click this button more publish dimmed button. Pocket Studio. Write stories for the world. Web content. You are currently on a web content inside of a go back, share, edit, delete book, track, published 09. Add new episode, published 09. Chapter options, dialogue pop-up collapsed. Button, table, 4 column. Pocket Studio. Write stories for the world. Pocket Studio. Button, table, Pocket Studio. Write stories.
Yep. We're not gonna start.
Pages.
We're not gonna start looking around. Cause
Finder. Streamlabs desktop. Yeah. Streamlabs end of menu. End menu item. End of menu button. Heading love group. A day edit tab. One. But end stream button. Live one group. Live 1 hour, 38 minutes and 20 group. 0 viewers.
No viewers.
Group.
Guys.
Live end stream. Live group. 0 viewers. Group. Live 1 hour, 38 minutes end stream button.
Okay. So again, thank you guys for coming and checking this out, doing this thing. Tomorrow I'm gonna do a little bit of DeathWish, and then I'm gonna do more. I'm either gonna do Spell Tank or The Life of ADI, Aurora Drake Imperial. Either way, it's gonna be a lot of fun because I wanted to do Ending Endless this morning, and I don't have like a super amount of stuff I got to get done tomorrow. Oh, we broke 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, guys. Thank you so much. This has been an amazing journey so far. I'm having so much fun. I'm getting to write every day. We're putting out words in all series. Part of me wants to do Endless System with you guys because it's like my second chance life story where this old guy gets put back into his younger body. So that is another series that I kind of want to put out. So I got a few stories that I can play around with and get you guys to vote on to see what's liked the most. So all right, guys. Hope you're enjoying. Hope you come back tomorrow. I wish my naming convention was going to catch on faster, but I think the AudioBookAnime thing that I'm trying to coin right now is going to take some time to build up because I really started to gain traction with the Royal Road tags. So I'm hoping that this one gets the same energy because, I got a PocketFM tag on this one. So I'm hoping that my one for tomorrow for ADI or Spell Tank, which I think Spell Tank is honestly going to do really well just with the name alone. So, yeah. Come back tomorrow. I'm going to do some Spell Tank. I made the decision just now. I'm going to do some Spell Tank in the morning. Super exciting stuff because I don't have a crazy amount of chapters to get through, but they're really good chapters really quickly. This story was just developed well, especially in the beginning. So, yeah.
Live 1 hour, 41 minutes, and not end stream button.
All right, guys.
You are currently on a button.
Thank you for buying the books. Thank you for joining the Patreon, guys. That actually, all of this means the world to me. Thank you for coming back daily and checking out the streams. Yeah, this has been a blessing. Like I said, please give me more of your book recommendations on the Royal Road Cultivators Discord that I made for all of us to chat in, and because I love different reviews of different books, as suggestions as well. Please feel free to subscribe on YouTube, Patreon. Follow me on Facebook. Because if I get up to 500 subscribers on Facebook, I'll be able to go live on Facebook for you guys. Same thing with TikTok. If you could subscribe to me on TikTok as well. And if you could subscribe to me on Instagram. I need more followers on those platforms to be able to bring them lives to more people and, start branding in different areas. So, yeah. But, and I'm also going to start a Less Chat on Mondays for writers. So that I can, like I said, I'm really trying to build community. I really want you guys to have a safe place to come and talk with people who are like-minded and just really want to succeed, not only just because they love writing, but because they want to live by creating, because they want to enjoy what they do with their time. They want to feel the freedom of, you know, controlling their own standard of living, their own quality of living, and being able to take their lives to new levels. So, yeah. Great stream, guys. I'm super excited for this to pop up on Pocket FM so I can listen to it, see how it is. And we'll be back tomorrow. More DeathWish and also Spell Tank. Thanks, guys. Please be good to yourselves. I hope you're writing. I hope you're enjoying your lives and getting out there and experiencing new things. I hope you're being good to your friends and families, taking on risky ventures, and trying to conquer the world one word at a time. Please be good to yourselves and remain safe out there. Come back tomorrow, and may the mana be with you, my fellow